What's up everybody? I'm Memento Mori and today I am finally unboxing the absolutely mammoth Cloud on Daytona 1/4 scale statue from SHK Studios. This one's based on the Final Fantasy VII remake that was released last year and is quite probably going to be the very biggest statue in my collection. Stick around. So both art boxes that were shipped in for protection are virtually identical. They're both the same size, roughly the same weight. They both come with the same art covering the boxes as well. This is a nice shot from the game of the Mako reactors, which are draining the planet's lifeblood. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry, neither does anyone else that plays the Final Fantasy games. They're incredibly convoluted. That being said, I'm pretty keen to see what this thing looks like on the inside. So let's crack it. Okay, so we're going to have to do this unboxing in a couple of stages. Why? Because each box is roughly almost as big as the damn table I'm building it on. So that's interesting. First thing I did when I cracked it open was found this nice little lithograph that's inside. This is kind of a nice little touch from SHK Studios. It reads, Cloud Strife is the main protagonist in the Final Fantasy VII remake. An arrogant and proud swordsman at first, Cloud introduces himself to Avalanche as a former member of an elite warrior unit called Soldier, who has turned mercenary and uninterested in anything beyond his hired task at hand. Beneath his hardened outer persona is a softer, more caring individual who simply struggles to open up, but is striving to be a hero. Cloud later discovers more about his past and, with the help of his friends, learns that there is more to being a hero than possessing physical strength and fame. He develops compassion for the planet and the people he fights to protect from the Shinra Electric Power Company and his nemesis, Sephiroth. Cloud learns to accept his troubled past and adapt to his role as a leader. So stuff like this is kind of different. We don't usually get character profiles on statues, which I thought was kind of neat on SHK's part. Let's open it up and see what's inside. So it looks like we have the top half here. This looks to be Cloud and his Buster Sword. You can see there's a lot of scratching and scarring along here. I thought that this would be metal, but it's actually like a really hard plastic. I mean, at least it's not rubber, which has a habit of bending over time under its own weight. I think this will hold up pretty well. As we can see, some really small materia slots from the game in there. That's actually a pretty nice little touch. So we have some more pieces from the bike, it looks like. All finished off in like a gun grey metal sheen, which is kind of nice. It's actually a lot heavier than I was expecting. So that's kind of a sign that we're not really just dealing with pure plastic. Alright, so this would be Cloud and his body. Head sculpt will still be in the box there somewhere. This is nice. Feels a lot heavier than I was assuming, so it's pure polystone, but there is a lot of detailing, if you can see it, in the fabric. Looks like it's all been dry brushed individually. It's quite nice. Skin tones are all pretty tidy, as you can see. We'll know more once we get to that head sculpt, which will be in here somewhere. And here we have the head sculpt. It's a pretty clean looking figure actually. It looks like they did the same thing they did with the Tifa eyes. They almost look like stickers. I mean, I don't think I've seen a really good head sculpt on Cloud yet, but this is definitely probably one of the better ones. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe I could send it off, get it repainted, get it a little bit closer to the game. That's always a thing. The gauntlet on Cloud's hand. This would be where he's holding the sword, the Buster Sword, which we've already taken a quick look at. So this would be the little chocobo summon that you received as DLC when you brought Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is kind of a nice little touch. This will probably just sit on the base. Doesn't look like there's any magnets or any keys to hold it in place. It's packed really solid, so they really did not wanting this thing getting chipped or broken in transit. And now we find out why this thing was so heavy. Holy good God. Ugh. Okay, so this is the base. And it is heavy. Like, it is really heavy. This thing would have to be close to 10, 12, 13 kilos easy. Good God. I don't have a cabinet big enough for this. So moving on to the second part of the box now. I'm assuming that this will be the bike itself. Let's tear it open. Yeah, this is about what I assumed. This thing is much bigger than I initially anticipated. And I have yet to see any instructions. So that's mildly concerning. Let's check it out though. The wheel is literally like the size of a dumbbell. It's huge and heavy. It's a nice little key-in area there just to make life a little bit easier. Whoa. There's some nice little plastic red highlights so you can see the inside of the guts of it. This thing is weighty. It's heavy. No wonder the shipping cost me a fortune, man. This far away, the biggest statue that I will have ever brought up to this point. And I say until this point because, let's face it, they'll be bigger. This would be the front wheel guard, I'm hoping, assuming. This thing's going to be a nightmare to put together. We have a variety of pipes and bits and pieces, but I'm sick of showing it all off. I just want to assemble this thing. So, let's do that. Look at that. It comes with like a nice little card of Cloud, and it actually gives me the edition number. This is number 55 of 388. They only made 388 of these statues. That's insane. Wow. Dope. This place is a bomb site, man. I don't even know where to start. So, through the power of editing, let's figure this out. So this is the 1/4 scale Cloud on Daytona by SHK Studios, and it is absolutely gargantuan. All in, it probably weighs somewhere close to 25, 30 kilos. It is heavy, it is big, and I have absolutely nowhere to put it. That being said, it is far and away one of the coolest statues that I now own, and I will not be parting with it. It's awesome, man. Like, you can see from some of the close-up photos here, it is absolutely staggering. It's a big, bulky, heavy statue. There is a lot of detail squeezed into this thing, from the baby chocobo all the way down to Cloud's gloves having a leathered textured look, the sword having a metallic sheen, the chrome on the bike, the leather-like surface of the seat. There isn't one area of this statue that could be improved outside of the head sculpt, which is usually what happens with these third-party studios. Mine did arrive with a couple of breaks, which you'll be able to see just here. I wasn't super happy about that, but I mean, one of them cleaned up and bonded really well, and the other one I just struggled to fix. So hopefully I'll be able to fix up that at some point soon. Give it a bit of a tidy up, a clean up. It's not too noticeable unless you know to look for it, and because I know to look for it, it bugs the everlasting hell out of me. Anyways, this is the 1/4 scale Cloud on Daytona statue from the Final Fantasy VII Remake that is now in my Pride and Joy collection. What do you guys think? I think it's pretty dope. I still have a lot of statues left here to unbox, so hopefully at some point soon I'll get around to that. Until then, later days.